Hey guys, Gizmondo here, and thought today I would share with you my Steelbook collection. It's not the biggest collection of Steelbooks, but it does me, mainly filled with comic book adapted movies, which is what I like. And so in no particular order, we'll start off with the original Batman, which Keaton's still Batman to me. He's awesome. Then we have Batman Returns. Most of these steelbooks are still sealed because I'm a bit like that. You never know what's going to retain value and what's not at times. Sometimes the steelbook I've got just for having the steelbook. There's Batman Forever. Let's see if it's light. Sorry about the light, might be shining a bit too much for you guys, but I've got some poor lighting in this room. It's very bad. Batman and Robin. We have the Warner's Batman Begins, which is not a bad steelbook. I quite like the picture on the front of this. It's not one that I've seen often for Batman. Oh, there's a lot of features. Tiny. Next up we have The Dark Knight. Good little steelbook, standard picture for The Dark Knight. I'm not sure what's on the back of all of these, as I say, because they're still sealed, which is, maybe I'll open them one day, maybe not. Who knows? Let's see, next we have the Dark Knight Rises, with the broken cowl in the rain. I like that picture, that's a really good picture of from the Dark Knight Rises. And I know from other people's steelbooks that this picture of the rain continues onto the back, which I quite like. Next up we have the Thomas Jane Punisher, which is probably the best Punisher film, I think, as of right now. And I quite enjoyed this film, I must say. It's nice to watch. But to go with that as well, you've got the 1989 Dolph Lundgren, The Punisher, as it's so called as well. Similar style to the 2004 case. All of this is raised, which is nice. Wow. 80s glory, look at that. Beautiful little steelbooks. Next we have the Amazing Spider-Man 2 from HMV. Not the greatest film for Spider-Man, but in keeping with having Marvel characters and films in the collection, I had to get it. Next up is The Amazing Spider-Man 2-disc HMV exclusive steelbook. But oh, look at that! I don't know if the camera picks it up too well. Don't they shine in the eyes? Probably not with that light. But yeah, I quite like this reboot. Wonder what they're going to do next with it. Now that he's going to turn up in Civil War. Next up we have the Guardians of the Galaxy cassette tape. Oh, I think it's a standard all around the world being the cassette tape, and it's just different slip covers. I think I got this one from Zavvi. Next up is Thor: The Dark World. Always gotta love a bit of Thor. Oh, I thought his title was on the side. No, it's the picture one. Why they do that? Who knows? I might be rambling. And of course, to go with that is Thor. Look at this raised lettering. Oh, it's all nice. I think this one is from HMV. Is it HMV or is it Zavvi? The Zavvi one, this one I think is. I'm not sure. I had to buy it off eBay to get Thor. Back in the day. Oh. Oops. Doesn't want to focus. Come on. Oh, there it is. Silly little thing. That is a bright light. Hang on. Brush. Let's see. There we go. Don't know if it's just me. Alright, next up is Electra. Who doesn't like Jennifer Garner in that outfit? To be honest. I'm not saying it's the best film, but I want to have in the collection of Marvel characters. Also, to go with that is Daredevil. Bearing in mind, so far these are all sealed. I'm not sure if any of these are worth big amounts or not. As of yet, I've not seen too many of the Daredevil about. To be fair, either. I'm not sure if it was a limited run or where it was sold. To be fair, or if there was more than one place. But I don't see too many people with this. Let me know if you've got the Steelbook. And if you think the film's any good. Next up is, I forgot what I'm saying. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Look at that. Oh, the shield. The shield is good. What do they call this now? Embossed, is it? Embossed, debossed? I forget which one's which. Mental brain drain. It's nice and raised. I can tell you that. Oh, pictures again. No title on the side. It's confusing which film's which when they do that. Why can't they just tell you? It's like Winter Soldier. You have to guess from the characters on the side. Bad Marvel. Also, to go along with that, with the raised Captain America, the first Avenger, which is, I believe, is a Zavvi released this one. Whereas the HMV was his shield. Still happy to have this in my collection though. I came late to the party when it came to getting Steelbook, so it's not always first releases or anything like that I could get my hands on. But I try to keep complete collections. Now these ones I know are a bit rarer than my others. But there is the original Play.com Iron Man, still sealed. This goes for a pretty penny now, so I'm told. I think it's £70 plus for this. Or at least it was. I don't know if, I think it still is. But there we go. Iron Man. Ooh, obviously to follow with that is the Play.com's Iron Man 2. It's got a little bit of Iron Man. Who doesn't like Iron Man? Anybody who doesn't like Iron Man, I think they may need to go get themselves checked out. But that's just my opinion, that's not fact, of course. Also, next one, the I know this was Zavvi, was the Iron Man 3 release, which is not the best out of the Iron Mans, but still an enjoyable film for what it is. Next, probably going to get a lot of hate for this because it's one of the worst films, but keeping that it's Marvel, oh that's bright, is the Fantastic Four remake, reboot, Yeah, let's not say too much about this. Might be a good coaster than a Steelbook. Hey, you know. Then you go back to the original Fantastic Four. I quite like this movie, and it's a nice Steelbook. Fantastic Four is raised. I may have to turn this light off, but it was getting hard to see. Oh, maybe if I do that. Yes. And Fantastic Four. As I say, I quite enjoyed this movie. Oh, Dr. Doom. I'm not sure what people are expecting from it, but if you know the Fantastic Four, it's just a fun little movie. Alright, next up we've got Ant-Man, which is, I think the picture is supposed to be of a hard drive. See all of this, or what is it? I keep forgetting which one is the word for the raised and which is the, you know, the embossed and debossed, which one's which. Monday nights, not so good for my brain. But there you can see, now I know what I did. Ant-Man, nothing on the spine, and the back. And next up we got Avengers Age of Ultron. Look at that, all nice and raised. I'm not sure why they do the A's for the Avengers. I mean, Steelbooks could be quite good, but I find that to be quite, to be fair, bland cover. Same with the first Avengers, but it's just not sure why they do it. They could do some epic covers in there. They probably did do on other versions. And the standard release is just, standard release. We won't put too much effort in my opinion. Same with Avengers Assemble. So that's where it went. I think this was a standard release for everywhere. Again, the characters on the side. What's that all about? Come on, Marvel. Do better, please. Then another version. This is the Zavi lenticular covered steelbook of Avengers Assemble. I don't know how well that comes across on camera. Yeah, I think that's moving. Look at that. Once you put bright light up the lenticular, it looks pretty decent. Right. Oh, what we got next? Excuse me, guys. Next up, we got Prometheus. I quite enjoyed that film. Quite long, but tying into the Alien franchise, supposedly, or not, depending on who you talk to and which interview you listen to. But I think there's supposed to be a sequel coming out at some point. I'm not sure, I'll have to look into that. Still, nice Steelbook. Next we have Hulk versus. It's got the 2 episodes of Hulk versus Thor and Hulk versus Wolverine. Oh, sorry guys. Which is just one of them random Steelbook pickups. It was cheap. Next one is Hugo in 3D. It's not a bad Steelbook, it's not a bad film either. A Martin Scorsese picture. I mean, that was a pretty cheap pickup for me as well. And a pretty decent film, from what I remember. I need to rewatch that. Add it into my collection. Oh, I have sinned. Next one up is classic film Leon, the Professional, or as I've just decided to put on the case, Leon. Oh, man, I've let that get dusty. I need some covers for these open ones. No women, no kids. That's the rules. So I don't know if they do any. Oh, they did do. If it's open, I can show you. See a shot of him in New York. So not many of my steelbooks are actually open because I've got them on disc already, or I don't want to open them just yet. Next up, I should say I've still got this J card for the Leon. I just didn't show it. Paddington. Do you know what? That was quite. It's not a bad film, Paddington. It's a nice little looking steelbook and a quite enjoyable little film. Takes me back to my childhood. Oh, once again, dust. Has it got any inside? Oh yes. I wasn't too sure on that fact. Look at that. The inside of his suitcase. Anyone for marmalade sandwiches? Yeah. Paddington. He's a lovable little bear. Right. Next, what we got? We have. I'm not sure which release this is. Is Watchmen. Or who's released that one? I think it's a standard one, not the director's cut. Still, I've got the director's cut somewhere on Blu-ray, I'm pretty sure. I think. Yeah, maybe. Or not. I don't know. I have too many. Still, I like the picture on the front of that. It looks pretty nice. That is a pretty nice looking steelbook. Ooh. Next one is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. Hello there, Heater. Universal 100 collection, I believe this came out of, which is not too bad. This was a pretty cheap pickup, but if I'm not mistaken, it is based on a comic book, which is what I like to buy mainly when it comes to steelbooks. Pretty sure I've missed some films that we've done on comic books, but I'm not too sure. Next up, we have the Hellboy. I still have to get Hellboy 2 on steelbook. I'm not. Well, I've seen it about, but not at the right price. It's always a little bit too much more than I want to spend. I mean, this Hellboy cost me what, $4.99. So you know, I don't want to be spending too much on Hellboy. It's a good film. Next up, I'll get through some of these a little bit quicker. Is the animated feature Doctor Strange, the Sorcerer Supreme. I quite enjoyed that. It needs a rewatch. That one will be getting opened. I like a bit of animated features every now and then, especially when it's Marvel. Up next, Thor, Tales of Asgard. Do you know what? I'm not actually sure if I've watched this one yet. I can't remember. I might not have. Oh well, I want to open and watch if I haven't. I may have, may not. I can't remember. They make so many. Why do they make so many? Why? Next out is not a bad little film called Lockout with Guy Pearce and Maggie Grace. Don't know if you've checked it out, people. It's not a bad little sci-fi. I'm into my sci-fi. And funny thing was, this steelbook was actually cheaper than the normal plastic case, which didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Maybe because the film's not that good. But I enjoyed it. But yeah, it was cheaper than the normal plastic case. And yeah, it's, as far as I'm aware, it's got everything the same as the Amaray case, I should say, plastic case, you know, the standard release. But it was cheaper, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy that. Next up is, I do believe, the Italian release of 300, which is a nice looking steelbook. I think for the UK it was just the in that premium collection, where it had Jared Butler's head and a white background and just looked meh. Whereas This is nice silver. Silver? Yeah, because I'm getting colourblind. No, gold. Nice, that nice gold colour with the 300 right across, soldier's head on the side. I like it. To me, that looks better. Next up is the Spider-Man trilogy. Tobey Maguire is boom. Yeah, nice little Steelbook. Get all 3 films in there. Not much to say. I think everybody's seen them by now. Good little trilogy. Next is Marvel's Agent Carter, complete first season. Steelbook. I thought, as it's being released on Steelbook and it's Marvel, I shall pick it up, add it to my collection, because I'm like that. Then we have the German version of Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. It's not too bad as a case. Oh, hello, Media Market. As a film, it's... I'm not sure which is worse, remake of Fantastic Four, Spirit of Vengeance. Why? Why do I do it? Then we have, obviously, the first Ghost Rider, which was not a bad film, in my opinion. I mean, I quite enjoyed it. Nicolas Cage, he always brings something to the role, usually. Yay. Right, guys, I might split this into 2 parts because it's getting a bit long, so I'll catch you later for part 2. Yay!